Hi everyone. I just wanted to come on and tell you about a dream that I had. And I had it a couple of months ago, but I haven't posted it yet, and I want to post it because it's nagging on me, and I know that I need to post it. Um, I had a dream that I went to work, and when I got to work, everything was different. And everything was different outside of work too, because there was a school down the street and everything was like chaotic. There was a lot of confusion. And so when I got to work, I was like, hey, did did anybody notice down the school down the street how there's police officers there and there's all this confusion and everything? And then when I got to work, while I was at work, um, that was also confusing. Everything was different there. And there were women walking around in these uniforms, like my coworkers, females walking around in uniforms. And the uniforms were like kind of like nurse uniforms, but not really nurse uniforms. Like, do you remember like Star Trek when it first started? Um, how they had these uniforms that had like stripes and panels, and it was a skirt, so it was really like kind of robotic and controlled, like everybody had to wear this. So, and that's how the women were. They were like kind of robotic and controlled, and they wanted to control everyone else. And it was like that was their job, to make everyone do a certain thing and act a certain way. So they were there and they were saying that we had to do something different. Everything was different now, and we had this new requirement, and we had to move to a new location. So everyone had to move to this new location, and that was it. And so then the next scene was that we were all, myself and my coworkers, we were all walking down this long, narrow road that was really desolate. There were like there was nothing on either side. There were no houses or anything like that. And we were all like walking, and everyone was like, where are we going? Why do we have to do this? Like, and everyone was leery, and no one really wanted to be walking down this road. And then these women that were in these uniforms, they were like making sure everything went smoothly, and they were controlling everything. And they were like checking on people, like, okay, you're good, we're walking. And everybody is like walking and like stressed out about this. And one woman says, one of the coworkers that didn't want to be doing this said, how where are we going? How much longer is this? And one of the women in the uniform said, oh, it's another 90 something miles. And when you get there, you just don't really know how you're going to get back. And I was like, I'm not, I spoke up then and I said, no. I said, no, I am not doing this. I am not walking any further. I am not going. I am turning around. I could not walk another step. And when I said no, then I heard in the background, chiming in the background, coworkers, and they were saying no, no, no. And then other people were saying no also. So they got the courage to say no. And then the next scene is I am sitting, I obviously had left that job, and I'm sitting across the table with someone, this gentleman who used to work with me, who also quit that job and said no. And we were sitting across from each other at a table, and we're talking about it, what happened, and we're saying, like, what are we going to do now? Like, what are we going to do? And he said, I don't know, but just don't go back to that job. And I said, oh, I'm not. I'm never going back there. And so then I woke up. And what was left on my impression, I know that that was a prophetic dream, because when I have a prophetic dream, it wakes me up, and it's just deep in my spirit, and it leaves an impression on me. And it's just so, it's lucid, and it's really clear. And what was left of my impression was everyone saying no, like, because I said no. And so you need to know this, because, and it's coming soon. I promise you, it's coming soon. You're going to go to work, and everything is going to be different, and you're going to be told that you have to do something. And this something goes against God. It goes against, our relationship with Jesus. And it's something that we can't do, okay, that we're not supposed to do. So either you do it, either you do what they say and say yes, or you're gonna lose your life. You're gonna lose your everlasting life with God, okay? Or you say no and you're gonna lose your job, okay? So what I'm telling you is that you have to say no and lose that job because it's going against God. It's going against your salvation, your everlasting salvation with Jesus, okay? So when you say no and you get the courage to say no, do not be afraid. You're not going to be alone. The point is, you're not going to be alone when you say no. You're going to give other people the courage to say no as well. And they're going to say no. You're not going to walk out of there alone. You're not going to quit that job alone. You're not going to be alone. You're going to have others follow you because you're saying no. You're doing the right thing. And other people are going to get the courage to do the right thing. So that is the point. When you come to that point where you have to, you're at a crossroads and it's either yes, go against God, or no, leave this job. You have to say no and you have to leave, and you're not going to be alone when you do that. Okay? So that is the point, and that is, the point of the dream that I had, and that's what I needed to tell you. Okay? So don't be afraid to say no. You will not be alone. I love you. Jesus loves you. And just keep this in your spirit and remember this, okay? I will talk to you soon. Love you. Goodbye.